There comes a moment in every life when the mirror stops lying, when the noise of excuses fades and you're left with the brutal silence of your own reflection. That silence isn't punishment, it's a call, not to hustle harder or scroll longer, but to become. To become the person success is quietly searching for. Because here's the truth. Success is not something you chase. It's someone you attract. Not by begging, not by luck, but by alignment. You don't get success by wishing harder. You get it by becoming the kind of person success has no choice but to follow. And that journey? It doesn't begin with a goal. It begins with who you decide to be, when nobody is watching and nobody is clapping. You've been told to think positive, to manifest abundance, to believe in yourself. But belief without identity is just noise. Because identity is the soil where belief takes root. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the strength of your self-image. Ask yourself, who am I becoming when no one is looking? When the lights are off and the crowd is gone, what decisions define me? Henry Ford didn't wait for someone to hand him a blueprint. He became the type of man who couldn't sleep without solving a problem. He didn't chase success, he became inevitable to it. Success doesn't want your desperation, it wants your evolution. And that evolution begins the moment you stop outsourcing your value. Here's what they won't tell you in school or on social media. Your belief system is your ceiling. It is the architect of your potential, and it's either building a mansion or digging a grave. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Imagine if he believed them. Imagine if he let someone else's doubt draw the map for his life. But he didn't. He had vision. And vision is belief married to action. You're not waiting for permission. You're waiting for clarity. And clarity doesn't come from the outside. It's forged in the fire of your decisions. Success doesn't follow wanderers. It follows warriors of clarity. So let me ask you, what are you building that will still stand when motivation fades? What are you choosing to become when it's not easy, not sexy, and not trending? Let's talk discipline. Not motivation, not vibes, discipline. Discipline is self-love in action. It's choosing to act on your values rather than your feelings. And it is the silent agreement between your current self and your future greatness. Carnegie didn't build steel empires by doing what felt good. He built them by doing what mattered every single day. Through fatigue, through fear, through the voice that whispered, "Take it easy." But take it easy has never built a dynasty. Take it easy has never changed a bloodline. Take it easy has never become the person success is looking for. What builds empires, both internal and external, is the decision to show up when quitting would be easier. Discipline is the gatekeeper, and most people stand at the gate knocking gently with wishful thinking, while the few who rise, they build the key. Now hear this clearly. You will be tested by failure, by betrayal, by droughts and deserts, where nothing grows except your excuses. But the desert is not a death sentence. It's where kings are forged. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than he won. He faced ridicule, bankruptcy, and devastating grief. But history doesn't remember how many times he fell. It remembers who he became because he refused to stay down. You cannot control the storm, but you can become the type of person the storm avoids. Resilience is not about pretending life is easy. It's about becoming so rooted in your purpose that no wind can uproot you. If you want to become the person success is looking for, then become unshakable. But in your rise, don't forget the foundation. Gratitude is not weakness. It is fuel. It's the ability to recognize what you have, even as you pursue more. Because the man who sees abundance in little will create more with less. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less and your mission more. When Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times trying to create the light bulb, he didn't say he failed. He said, "I found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's gratitude. That's humility. That's vision. And that mindset, that's what invites success to come closer. Not as a reward, but as a reflection of who you've become. Purpose is not found. It's chosen. It's not a lightning bolt that strikes you at midnight. It's a decision, deliberate, defiant, and deeply personal. You don't discover your purpose by waiting for signs. You create it by paying attention to what ignites your soul and then making the bold choice to pursue it, even when nobody understands. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple because he had a roadmap. He built it because he had conviction, a relentless belief that the world could be more beautiful, more efficient, more alive, if people dared to think differently. That's purpose, a vision bigger than your comfort, a mission louder than your fears. The moment you align with a purpose greater than yourself, the world starts moving in strange, invisible ways. Not because the universe is giving you shortcuts, but because you finally stopped running from who you are. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing fame. Start becoming the kind of person who can carry a purpose with honor, and success will chase you. Your energy introduces you before your words ever will. People feel your intention. They feel your presence. They know when you're walking in circles versus walking in destiny. So ask yourself, what energy are you transmitting to the world? Is it desperation, or is it discipline? Is it entitlement, or is it evolution? Because you cannot fake alignment. You cannot hide from your own vibration. Jim Rohn said it best. Success is something you attract by the person you become. That means every thought you entertain, every choice you repeat, every habit you nurture. It's either making you magnetic to greatness or repellent to it. You want to influence others? Then become someone worth listening to, not by shouting louder, but by living better. Become the living proof that transformation is real, not in what you say, but in how you move, how you think, how you show up when no one is clapping. Control is not about managing the world. It's about mastering yourself within it. Too many people are ruled by emotion, pulled in 1,000 directions by everything outside of them. But the strongest man in the room is never the loudest. He's the one who can sit still in a storm and not break. Self-mastery isn't a gift. It's trained. It's forged through repetition, through restraint, through brutal honesty with your own weaknesses. You think mastery is about control over others? Number. It's about control over your impulses. It's about responding, not reacting. It's about silence over screaming, focus over chaos, deliberate action over instant gratification. And when you reach that level of control, success doesn't just knock, it salutes you, because you've become the rarest thing in today's world, a person who doesn't flinch in the face of discomfort. But mastery is never final. Growth is not a mountain you summit. It's a staircase with no end. Every great leader, every titan of industry, every soul who left a mark on history had one thing in common. They never stopped learning. They were never too proud to read, never too arrogant to listen, never too successful to evolve. Andrew Carnegie read hundreds of books a year. Abraham Lincoln read by candlelight with nothing but scraps of paper. Oprah Winfrey still studies, still listens, still learns, because the moment you think you've made it, you've already started falling. Your life is a mirror of what you're willing to absorb, and the most dangerous place to live is in the illusion that you know enough. Growth is oxygen. Without it, your dreams suffocate. So study, question, adapt, not because you're behind, but because you're becoming. Let me be crystal clear. You will never build a future you can't first see in your mind. Every skyscraper began as a sketch. Every movement began as a whisper. Every revolution began in the imagination of a single man or woman who refused to let the present define their future. You need imagination, not fantasy. Imagination, the disciplined envisioning of what could be. And not just what you want, but who you want to become. Visualize with precision. Feel it like it's already yours. Walk like it's already done. Speak like the version of you who has already arrived, because if you cannot see it, you cannot summon it. And if you don't believe in your vision, no one else will either. The future doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who imagine boldly and move relentlessly. So stand up, draw the vision with your life, and let the world try to catch up.